Friends, wargamers, lend me your ears. Today I tell you the tale of a battle between NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, represented by 2000 ELO rated player Simone, and the Warsaw Pact, led by none other than MTCHUN, a 1500 ELO rated player. Hi, my name is Troublemaker. That is my impersonation of Shakespeare. It is quite terrible, but that's fine, because there's allowed to be a lot of terrible in this broadcast. And here's two players I know nothing about. MTCHUN. I actually haven't seen this. This is totally blind to me, so it'd be very surprising if he won this. Because according to the description for this, Simone is a 2000 ELO player. He's probably one of the top in the game. And so he's definitely someone worth watching and learning from. So at the bat we got some Blackhawks, which carry, what unit did the Blackhawks carry? Delta Squad, I'm tempted to say. Maybe some Cobras, nice little Air Force here. And we got some Flakpanzer, some anti-tank Mozart VTSI, it's a little bit overpowered. A single Patton, that's interesting. Pattons are your tanky tank, they actually do tank damage. And a lot more Flak Panzers and Recons. This is actually quite a different style from what I've seen so far. This, it's pretty common to get a lot of air units, because air units kind of force the other player to get anti-air units. So, I don't know what to say. I imagine what he's going to try and do is swing these around somewhere and just take it as a supply line or snipe an FOB or something like that. And these Cobras and this Gazelle, I just don't know what they're for yet. It'll be very interesting to find out. We got a lot of anti-aircraft units, like insanely high amounts, like scrub level. Look, another one. But he does have a nice bit of infantry, so to see what he does. All the while from MTCHUN, we have a lot of tank destroyers, nice collection of tanks, 8 tanks total. That's considered to be, actually here's another one. Well, those are supply trucks, okay. But we have a lot of infantry as well, probably motostricos, a personal favorite of mine. Oh, here's another group of tanks. That's 12 tanks total. That's a lot of tanks. And not a lot of anti-air. So this air tactic by Simone could do a lot of damage. There's also a Buratino here, and Buratinos without anti-air units are very, very, very exposed and expensive. So the match has begun. Now, how right was I? These are... I have to see what they drop. I think it's Delta Squad, but I just can't remember what Blackhawks carry. Rangers, of course. You can watch the movie. So you also got another anti-tank in here, the TOW, which I believe it's only 8 rockets. So it's an alright unit. And so looks like Simone is going to go for Charlie. He's throwing all these units forward. He's going to plant in the woods here, and then he's going to take both 4 points. He's actually going to deny Golf. That's his whole strategy. He's going to deny Golf, take Delta for himself, and then slowly push forward. And if you look at this, MTCHUN does not know this is about to happen, because he has all of his units rallied in a big giant conga line forward. Even the Buratinos in this conga line. That's how much of a conga line this thing is, and they're all heading for this location. However, we do have it is Delta Force. Look at that. A lot of rockets, a lot of Blackhawks, a lot of Delta Force. And the thing with Delta Force that's so good is that they have recon ability, which makes them also much, much harder to see. And so this Gazelle is just sniping at units left and right. And the reason why it can get away with this is because there's just not a lot of anti-air. Some units are starting to spin up, and it looks like, ooh, we got some bad positioning here for Simone. He might lose these 2 Gazelles in a very, very early loss. But no, actually, there's no pursuit. And looks like he's going to continue pushing through. Delta Force might be in trouble. Let's see if they trade efficiently. So far, Simone is doing quite good. MTCHUN is just oohing out these numbers, though. Just banked up a huge amount. That was probably Gazelles. No, it's not Gazelles. He needs to unleash these. There we go. The motostricos are deployed. And look at this nice little concave. Even though it's in the open, the VAVs are able to fire a little bit of fire at the motostricos and eliminate them. And ooh, this is not good for MTCHUN. He's throwing some tank destroyers forward. He's looking probably to get the Flak Panzers or the Martyr BSIs, but he just lost a lot of units, and Simone takes it. Actually, never mind. The lead is lost. There is something else going on here. Oh my god. There was a little bit of attempt of a Yager Fuchs rush over on this corner, and it got caught, and it is getting chewed up, and this is probably where MTCHUN is coming back. And it's Moses Striegel versus Yager, and I can guarantee you that Yager will win this battle. Yagers are quite good. I recommend everyone get Yager in your deck. And as you see here, they both have the TI3s. No, wait, one got robbed. That is hard luck. But they're both refueling, which is good. VAB is moving up. It's got a single infantry in there. What could this be? It could be maybe a Chasseurs Famas. They're very, very popular. No, it's in fact a different one. It's called the 2E Rep. I've never actually seen this one used. And looks like it's got a lot of anti-infantry, concussive grenades, frag grenades. This thing is actually designed to stun units in place. So over here we have some Bertino fire. Where's that Bertino? Oh, all the way back here. Bertinos, of course, are really bad on supply, so you gotta keep that in mind. And there's just a kind of a slugfest here for the middle. Just small moves. The VAB's winding up as well. I don't really see any infantry for him to hit. Oh, these Moses Striegels here in the corner. And these reps actually have quite a large range on them as well. And looks like there's some in-game lag. It says T8I13 just kind of jumped into nowhere. So that was weird. Maybe a little bit of hackers going on here. Looking at the tactical map here, we see that, in fact, Simone did not take Delta. However, MTCHUN did take Golf and Foxtrot, so he has a much, much better position here. He might not be winning right now, but his position is great. If he can just hold on for a little bit longer, he can actually get quite far ahead, develop very high veterancy units, and just win the game. However, losing these armored T813s, it's not good. These things also, on top of being a lot of supply to lose, they also attack as well. And they're very good against Moto Striegels, I guess. You know, like they do have the anti-infantry weapon on. Like it's your, how many caliber weapons that? 7.6. Whew. Not very good against T55 tanks though. The T55 tanks are on the roll. A little bit more skirmishing down here. Looks like the more Jagers have arrived to try and clear up this Moto Striegel. I'm not too sure what the point of this here is. Maybe just to create a buffer. I don't know. It's hard to get into the mind of some of these players. Sometimes they just make mistakes. Truth be told. The Zolo is winding up, trying to take on these Legion Famas. The Legion Famas, of course, are trying to get into position to take out something major. And they want to get this Zalo, and it's gone. The Zalo is gone. The Martyr VTSIs got them. There's a little bit of an infantry rush here, going after the Flak Panzer. Of course, Flak Panzer do fairly well against infantry. And unfortunately, he dropped it a little bit short. The Moto Striegel will not be in range of the Flak Panzer. A little bit of a misstep here. It's going to cost him probably some Moto Striegels. We have a big T-55 rush coming. Oh no! And the anti-tank weapons are not quite firing on position. They are going after the wrong units. And this means that he has great opportunity here to clear out this forested area with this giant army of tanks. That's 5 tanks total. That's an exceptionally high amount for this game. In a game where nobody really gets tanks. The Flak Panzer are getting eliminated. This is actually quite a close game. MTCHUN, you are putting on quite the show right now. We have 2 VABs, probably each carrying some of these PE units that I've never seen before, chasing off the Mi-2 helicopter, and that is gone. That is a huge loss for MTCHUN, and it puts Simone back in the lead. And the VAB is chasing down anti-aircraft. No, he can't lose too much of this anti-aircraft, or he'll be risking losing to a big giant rush. And in fact, the anti-aircraft looks like it will get chased down and will die. These units are just too fast. Enemy down, and they're going straight for the woods, trying to evacuate from this location. There is a surprise here in the woods for them, and looks like he's listed Legion Famas. So this Moto Striegel actually still has survived. He must be quite the veteran, this one dude. and more anti-aircraft is showing up. This is a really undefended location. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Oh, looks like we have a TPZ movement. Unfortunately, there are some tanks here, so the tanks should be able to deal with them if the tanks can kite the infantry. And this is the key. If someone's running infantry in your tanks, you actually retreat your tanks and just kite them away, because the range on infantry is actually quite terrible. Very bad. But there's a Buratino here. Oh, okay, he's moving it. Ooh. If you could have sniped that Buratino. Buratinos are, I think, 100 points each, I think. But it looks like he's, in fact, is going to be kiting away with the T-55 tanks. I'm not sure if this is intended or not. It looked like he was going to do this anyway. But yes, he is, in fact, getting away, kiting away. And it doesn't look like he's going to lose a single tank here. Just maybe some Moto Streakles. Oh, ooh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. One tank lost. You gotta kite those away. It's just too much to lose. The Jaegers will go down? Yeah, they're going down. And we have some Gazelle action here, trying to wipe out this recon. Recons, of course, are very important for indicating information on the map. And as you can see, this recon is very, very good. This gives a lot of information. Eliminating that would be a huge loss. Of course, that Cobra went down. So, you know, there's not really much changing on the map here. I'm really surprised, well, really surprised by Simone, who I thought would be the clear winner here just because of how high he's on the ladder, but it's just looking very bad. He's been pushed completely in the middle. Position has gone to MTCHUN. And all these helicopters are getting chased away one after one. He has to be very, very careful, Simone does, because he can lose this any second now. And it looks like from MTCHUN we have a pretty decently sized infantry shift. Tanks are creeping up slowly through the forest. And there's small exchanges as MTCHUN is preparing for some kind of mobilization. And oh, here it comes. I think it comes. Nope, they're just sitting. Okay, the moving. They're sitting. Porto. Oh, and here they go, across the bridge, into a lot of artillery fire, a lot of rockets, and only 2 out of the 8 survive. And they just make it to the woods. Now there are some 2E reps here, so they're probably going to be fine. The VABs will also protect. And of course these Marder BTSIs are still winding up. He actually has some movements. He's moving up. Like I said, Flak Panzer are actually really good anti-infantry units. I wouldn't have guessed that myself, but it's true. It's absolutely true. Another Flak Panzer coming from the north. Now we see the 2E reps against some BTRs. This is not good for the 2E reps. I assume there's some really expensive infantry units that I just don't see people use these. Surprisingly, these guys have not been diminishing too badly. Oh, never mind there. I've been looking at the wrong one. The 2 throws me quite heavily. This small skirmish will end the death of this Moto Streakle. I may have been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. It might be like Moto Streakle or something along those lines. And I mean, the ELO rating here you can already see just by the positions of the units. Simone has a lot more angles covered. He can see a lot more of the map. And that vision is probably what's been giving him such a big, big advantage. Oh no, the VTSI rockets hit nothing but a single supply truck. Not quite the best trade for supply. But it is winding up again, and it's going to go for supply truck again. Nope, it actually hit something decent this time, the Flak Panzer. MTCHUN did take the lead though with that volley, so that's quite good. Oh, we have a mobilization from Simone, realizing that he might lose this. He might be losing to an amateur. The Marder VTSI rush has begun. The Marder VTSIs clear the Moto Streakle and continue forward. Looks like they're pounding on this location against tanks. Anti-tanks versus tanks. I have never seen such a favorable matchup, but it looks like these are fairly high veterancy. Oh my god, where does Legion's FAMAS come from? Out of nowhere, driving the tanks out of the woods into the open. That's not where they want to be. Flak Panzer with TPZ Fuchs coming from the north, just hitting everywhere, but nothing's really breaking. The Jaeger just barely survives. If he can get this Buratino, oh my god, that would be huge. The T-55s have shut down this push from the tank destroyers, but there's still a nice bit of forces in the woods. This Yager is desperately wanting to get this Bertino. If he can get this Bertino, boom! Simone takes a massive lead. The Bertino is very, very expensive, and this push has suddenly transformed from being the most worthless, poorly organized push to the most valuable. And now Simone can sit back, relax, and now the shoe is on the other foot. It is now in fact up to MTCHUN to get back in this game. And he's going to do it by using what I would think of as one of the cheapest tactics in the game, OT-64 Scott 1 rushes. These are very high armored carriers that control moto streakles, which will clear you a lot. And Scots are cheap and they're effective. So Simone is laying waste to this area. There's not really that many good cluster units here. And oh my god, something major might happen here. No, the Legion FAMAS will get shut down before we get to this command armor. And this Legion FAMAS also looks like he might get shut down. In fact, the Scott it's done, so survives to fight another day. Oh, here we go. The T-55s are winding up. VAB is down. There's no way for the Legion FAMAS to get out of there. I said you're down, Legion. Your VABs. Scout, armored scout, anti-infantry capabilities. How scary is that? He's actually going to take something out, looks like. Maybe a motor streak. That's a pretty high range on an anti-infantry unit. Just plowing into the woods, knocking points off the life of this motor streak. Maybe he's going for his ambush. It's hard to tell. But we do see that there is nice volleys of artillery from these AVEX OFIs trying to hit what they can. The best target for artillery, of course, is infantry. We gotta move forward. Speaking of moving forward, it looks like MTCHUN is going all in. He's got a lot of tanks moving up, supply vehicles. Oh, he has this entire side carved off with only T-55s. I have never seen something like this before. It's really weird to see how many... 7? Ooh, no. Oh, no. He just lost a lot to a single tow anti-tank team. That is not good. Poor MTCHUN. He was doing so well. It looks like later in the game he is breaking out. This recon trying to pick up anything he can, getting a few pot shots off of the T-55s. That's actually a lot of out of fuel units. Over here, looks like we missed it. Just a few shots. Scatty's just going in, taking what he can. Units actually did get that, taking damage. Oh no. The command is actually been forced out of position here. And we have a pretty major mobilization trying to take this point. Martyr BTSI, Martyr 1, and a recon with anti-infantry abilities moving forward. Martyr VSIs are of course a really powerful unit, and looks like they're both forced to retreat. Just not really enough to take this position right now. There's apparently another one here as well. And Simone had a pretty rough start, but it looks like he's really getting back into it right now. These units, I guess, have just accidentally found these motor streakles, and this is not good because these motor streakles can actually own almost everything in this group. So that's a good retreat on the part of Simone. And we do have a small little push of tanks. Tanks versus anti-tanks, not my favorite mix-up. We do see he's winding up very slowly. This is not going to be a good battle for anybody here. Especially not those poor dead tanks. And a little bit of fear, shock artillery fire to try and knock out this location. But unfortunately, it looks like it mostly missed. An unloaded TPC foods. For what? I don't know. I just don't know. There's no FOB to steal, but looks like he's trying to steal an FOB steal. Pretty good late game tactic, I agree. Means the enemy will have less units because he has to get more supply trucks. And this is another very big push. It's not particularly well organized though because all the motor streakles are out. And they can't be dropped, so they're fighting much in the open. Definitely not the place for motor streakles to be. And it looks like they're all just getting smaller. Some of them might get to the we have some beams that enter the woods, instantly destroyed by infantry. And unfortunately, this motor streakle rush is just not succeeded in breaking any immune lines. The last one bows his head in shame as he dies. And we have just a few units here recounting around. Looks like they've gone the long way to do something. But it looks like they're going to get shit out. Oh my god, the smirches are winding up. And they're getting lots of supply. So they'll be a factor for at least a little bit. Right now it's actually still a pretty close game though. It's only a 200 point difference. So if MTCHUN can get a really, really great engagement right now, and he has to have it right now. This is the part where hopefully he has something organized. He has not much longer. These smirches are really what he's betting on, and it's kind of closing the gap a bit. He's only down by 200 from row 250. These SPWs coming in. Oh my god, look at all these armored personnel carriers. This is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous for Simone. Simone can lose everything very shortly. MTCHUNs are deployed, firing into the woods where the Jaegers are. Lots of TPC folks. Luckily for Simone, none of these are actually valuable units. But holy smokes. That was a really close game. 25-99 to 25-11. Simone almost loses to a person who is brand new to the game in the first round. So that's my game. I might have just orgasmed for the day. Join me tomorrow. I will have the best match for tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. Are you guys reading what I'm reading? I didn't even see this. It's a draw. It's a draw. They both won, both lost. I totally did not read it. That's crazy how close that game was. I assume this matchup has to be replayed. These are just two well, evenly fought opponents to declare a winner. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. This is exciting.